Welcome back to the channel NUMISMA Hub. Discover the fascinating world of Let's Get the Start at Top 10. First up, the 1973 Lincoln Cent, a coin that beautifully captures Abraham Lincoln's legacy and American history. With its iconic portrait on the obverse and the majestic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, this cent is more than just currency. It's a piece of art, history, and culture. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1973 Lincoln Cent offers a window into the past and a timeless addition to any collection. The 1973 Lincoln Cent is part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat and Memorial Cent series, a coinage tradition that has captured the imagination of collectors and historians alike. The Lincoln Cent itself was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, replacing the Indian head cent. By 1973, the Lincoln Cent had already evolved through various design and composition changes, solidifying its place as one of the most widely recognized coins in American history. This particular year's cent falls under the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Series, which was first introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and continued until 2008. The obverse of the 1973 Lincoln Cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has remained largely unchanged since 1909. This design captures Lincoln in a dignified, contemplative pose, reflecting his enduring legacy as one of America's most revered presidents. The word liberty appears to Lincoln's left, while the date, 1973, is inscribed to the right. In addition, the phrase "In God We Trust" arches above Lincoln's head, continuing a tradition of combining patriotism and faith in U.S. coinage. Collectors appreciate the crispness of the 1973 strike, noting the subtle variations in die wear, which can affect the coin's value in higher grades. The reverse design, introduced in 1959, showcases the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a symbol not only of Lincoln's enduring legacy, but also of the nation's commitment to freedom and democracy. The intricate details of the memorial, including the small figure of Lincoln visible between the columns, are particularly admired by numismatists. Surrounding the memorial are the inscriptions United States of America and 1 cent, with EPLURIBUS UNUM above. The 1973 Lincoln Cent exhibits excellent relief on many specimens, although circulation wear over time can obscure some of the finer details. In terms of composition, the 1973 Lincoln Cent continued to be struck primarily from 95% copper and 5% zinc, a formula that had been in use since 1962. This composition provides the coin with its distinctive reddish-brown color, which can vary depending on circulation and environmental exposure. Proof and uncirculated versions were also minted with slightly different finishes, including a deep, reflective surface for proofs, which are highly sought after by collectors. The mintage for 1973 was significant, with over 7 billion coins produced across the 3 mint locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S for proof coins. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were intended for general circulation, while the San Francisco coins were produced primarily for collectors in proof sets. The high mintage means that most 1973 Lincoln Cents are still relatively common, but condition and mint mark can significantly influence collector interest and value. Collectors often pay close attention to the condition and grading of these coins. Circulated examples are typically valued at face value or slightly above, while uncirculated and proof examples, especially those with full original luster and no contact marks, can command higher premiums. Additionally, some coins may exhibit varieties or errors, such as doubled dies or weak strikes, which are particularly desirable among numismatists. These rarities can transform an otherwise common, sent into a valuable collector's item. The historical context of 1973 adds an extra layer of interest to this coin. The early 1970s were a period of economic challenges and social change in the United States, including rising inflation and political upheaval. The Lincoln cent, as a familiar and enduring symbol of stability and democracy, served as a small yet potent reminder of national continuity during uncertain times. Collectors often appreciate coins not only for their aesthetic qualities, but also for the stories they tell about the era in which they were minted. From a numismatic perspective, the 1973 Lincoln cent is valued not just for its physical characteristics, but also for its accessibility to new collectors. With large numbers surviving in circulation, it serves as an ideal entry point for those beginning to explore coin collecting. At the same time, advanced collectors can seek out high-grade examples, proof coins, and minor varieties, making the 1973 Lincoln cent a coin that appeals across all levels of the hobby. The coin also embodies broader themes of American design and artistry. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln is celebrated for its realism and elegance, while the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse reflects neoclassical architectural ideals and national pride. These artistic qualities, combined with the coin's historical resonance, ensure that the 1973 Lincoln cent remains not only a collectible item, but also a miniature work of art in its own right. Finally, in terms of market value, most circulated 1973 Lincoln cents are valued at face value or a modest premium. Uncirculated coins typically range from a few dollars to higher amounts depending on their grade and mint mark. Proof coins from San Francisco, especially those with pristine condition, can fetch more in specialized coin markets. For collectors seeking a tangible connection to American history and culture, the 1973 Lincoln cent offers both historical significance and collectible potential, making it a small yet powerful piece of the nation's numismatic heritage. Next up, the 1981 Lincoln cent represents a fascinating chapter in the long-standing history of the Lincoln Penny series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. By 1981, the Lincoln cent had already established itself as one of the most recognizable coins in the United States, featuring the familiar portrait of Lincoln on the obverse designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side of the coin showcased the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1981 issue continued this proud tradition, combining historical symbolism with modern minting technology. Produced at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark, the 1981 penny was part of a large-scale production year, reflecting both high demand for circulation coins and the ongoing popularity of the Lincoln cent. The coin is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, maintaining the same composition that had been standard for pennies since 1962. Each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19.05 in diameter, making it consistent with the classic specifications of the modern cent. The Denver Mint, known for its high volume and high-quality production, ensured that the 1981 Lincoln cent met rigorous standards for both circulation and collectors. Historically, the 1981 Lincoln cent exists during a period of subtle transition in American coinage. The early 1980s were marked by rising metal prices, which would later influence changes in coin composition. But in 1981, the classic copper design still prevailed. The Lincoln cent in circulation served not only as currency, but also as a reflection of American heritage, with Abraham Lincoln's image symbolizing integrity, leadership, and national unity. For many collectors, coins like the 1981 represent a snapshot of everyday life during that era. Hand-to-hand commerce, piggy banks, and the quiet accumulation of pennies that would eventually gain historical and collectible significance. While the 1981 Lincoln cent was minted in very high numbers, over 7 billion pennies were produced between Philadelphia and Denver, it still holds a certain appeal for collectors, particularly those seeking uncirculated or mint state examples. Coins in exceptional condition, with full luster and minimal wear, are valued higher than their circulated counterparts. Collectors often focus on details such as strike quality, die alignment, and the sharpness of Lincoln's features to identify coins that stand out from the mass-produced ordinary circulation pieces. Additionally, error coins, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks from 1981 are especially sought after and can command significant premiums in the numismatic market. From a market perspective, the 1981 Lincoln cent is generally considered an affordable collectible due to its high mintage. Circulated examples can be acquired for mere pennies above face value, while higher-grade coins, particularly those graded MS-65 or higher by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can fetch prices in the range of $1 to $10. Rare error variants may be worth more, depending on their rarity and condition. Its broad availability makes the 1981 an ideal coin for beginner collectors building a Lincoln cent collection, or for experienced numismatists seeking completeness in date and mint mark sets. Beyond its numismatic value, the 1981 Lincoln cent serves as a cultural artifact, reflecting both the art of coin design and the socioeconomic environment of early 1980s America. The coin's continued circulation during a time of economic change, including rising inflation and shifts in consumer habits, underscores its role as a tangible link to everyday life in that era. Its enduring design has allowed it to remain instantly recognizable to generations of Americans, cementing its place not just in collections but in the broader narrative of U.S. history. In summary, the 1981 Lincoln cent is more than just a small piece of copper. It is a continuation of a venerable tradition in U.S. coinage. With Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy captured on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial gracing the reverse, this coin connects collectors and casual holders alike to the history, artistry, and daily life of America in the early 1980s. Its high mintage ensures accessibility, yet well-preserved specimens still offer numismatic intrigue. For anyone interested in U.S. coins, the 1981 penny represents both an entry point into collecting and a small but significant piece of history that continues to circulate and fascinate to this day. Next up, the 1983 Lincoln cent holds a significant place in the long-running series of Lincoln pennies, which were first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1983, the Lincoln cent had already undergone decades of production, making it a familiar yet historically rich coin for collectors and the general public alike. Minted primarily at the Philadelphia No Mint Mark and Denver Mint Mark facilities, the 1983 Lincoln cent continued the tradition of featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, a design that had been introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The obverse portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, remained a staple of American coinage, representing honesty, leadership, and the enduring legacy of one of the nation's most revered presidents. In terms of composition, the 1983 Lincoln cent is part of the copper-based series, containing 95% copper and 5% zinc, a formulation that had been standard since 1962. This gives the coin its distinctive reddish-brown color and weight, which is approximately 3.11 grams. Unlike the later 1982 transition coins, which were minted in both 95% copper and primarily zinc-plated steel due to rising copper costs. The 1983 cent was made entirely of the traditional copper alloy, ensuring collectors and hobbyists a coin that maintained the classic feel and appearance of the pre-1982 copper cents. Its diameter of 19.05 and thickness of 1.52 remained consistent with the standard cent dimensions established in the early 20th century. The 1983 Lincoln cent was not only a piece of circulating currency, but also a reflection of the social and economic environment of the early 1980s in America. This period was marked by economic recovery following the late 1970s recession, and coins like the Lincoln cent served as both everyday tools of commerce and symbols of national pride. The Lincoln cent remained popular among coin collectors because of its enduring historical significance, and the 1983 edition, being in the later part of the pre-modern era of the copper penny, was seen as a bridge between traditional numismatic practices and the modern changes that would affect coin composition in subsequent years. From a collector's perspective, the 1983 Lincoln cent is generally common, but carries importance in circulation condition and minting quality. Most coins from this year are found in circulated grades, with wear and patina typical of everyday use. However, uncirculated or proof versions, often held by collectors, showcase the sharpness of the design and the full luster of the copper alloy, making them highly desirable for numismatic collections. Special attention is often given to error coins from 1983, including double die varieties, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws, which are rarer and can carry premium values in the collector's market. The mint mark variations also play a role in the coin's appeal. Philadelphia minted coins have no mint mark, while Denver minted coins carry the small D beneath the date. These subtle differences can influence collector interest, especially when examining minting quality, die alignment, and overall coin condition. For instance, certain 1983 D Lincoln cents with sharper details and uncirculated surfaces may fetch higher values in the numismatic community, even though the coin itself is considered relatively common compared to rarer dates in the Lincoln cent series. Beyond its physical and collectible attributes, the 1983 Lincoln cent carries symbolic significance. Lincoln, as the first president featured on a circulating U.S. coin who was not a founding father, represents progress, leadership, and the enduring ideals of the American Republic. Coins from this era, including the 1983 penny, are reminders of the U.S. Mint's dedication to preserving national heritage while producing functional currency for everyday use. This connection to history, along with the coin's practical role in daily life, ensures that the 1983 Lincoln cent remains both a nostalgic piece for older Americans and an educational tool for younger generations learning about U.S. history and coinage. In the modern numismatic market, the 1983 Lincoln cent typically ranges in value depending on condition. Circulated coins are generally valued at face value or slightly above for copper content, whereas uncirculated examples may sell for a few dollars. Error coins or special collector editions, particularly those in pristine condition, can command significantly higher prices. This market interest, combined with the historical and cultural relevance of Abraham Lincoln himself, makes the 1983 Lincoln cent a fascinating subject for collectors, historians, and enthusiasts of U.S. coinage alike. Finally, the 1983 Lincoln cent serves as a snapshot of continuity and change within American coinage. While maintaining the traditional copper composition and familiar design, it also exists at a time just before the U.S. Mint shifted toward predominantly zinc-based cents due to economic pressures. This positions the 1983 cent as a transitional piece in the broader history of Lincoln pennies, bridging decades of tradition with impending changes, all while keeping the legacy of Lincoln alive in the hands of everyday Americans and collectors worldwide. Its enduring design, historical context, and collectible potential ensure that the 1983 Lincoln cent remains a beloved and important piece of U.S. numismatic history. Next up, the 1990 Lincoln cent, part of the long-running Lincoln penny series, represents a fascinating chapter in the history of American coinage. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent broke tradition by featuring a real historical figure on a circulating U.S. coin. By 1990, this iconic 1-cent coin had been in continuous production for over 80 years, maintaining the familiar design while reflecting subtle changes in minting technology and materials over the decades. Collectors and enthusiasts often appreciate the 1990 Lincoln cent not only as a medium of daily exchange, but also as a historical artifact connecting the modern era to the early 20th century. The obverse of the 1990 Lincoln cent retains the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's profile, facing right, is detailed and dignified, capturing both his likeness and his enduring legacy as one of America's most revered presidents. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty appears to his left. The year 1990 is prominently displayed to the right of Lincoln's bust, with the mint mark, if present, just below the year, indicating the mint of origin, either Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, or San Francisco S for proof coins. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, a testament to Brenner's enduring artistic vision and the American public's affection for Lincoln. The reverse side of the 1990 Lincoln cent features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparro, and first introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. The memorial is depicted in fine detail, with tiny figures of Lincoln visible in the central chamber, an intricate feature that is particularly impressive given the small size of the coin. Above the memorial are the words United States of America and EPLURIBUS UNUM, while the denomination 1 cent appears below. The Lincoln Memorial design connects the coin to both American history and national pride, making it a symbolic and aesthetically pleasing object that resonates with collectors, historians, and everyday users alike. From a production standpoint, the 1990 Lincoln cent was struck primarily from copper-plated zinc, continuing the transition that had begun in 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched from the traditional 95% copper composition to a more economical 97.5% zinc core with a 2.5% copper plating. This change had a significant impact on the coin's weight, reducing it from 3.11 grams to 2.5 grams, and also affected its color and texture. Coins from this era can often be identified by their slightly lighter weight and their susceptibility to corrosion or zinc rot, which can lead to interesting variations for collectors who specialize in error coins or unusual circulation strikes. Mintages for the 1990 Lincoln cent were substantial, reflecting the high demand for pennies in everyday commerce. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of coins, while the Denver Mint contributed a similarly impressive output. The San Francisco Mint primarily produced proof coins, which were struck with special care and often sold in sets to collectors. Despite the large numbers, certain factors, such as high-grade uncirculated coins, proof sets, and coins with unusual die varieties, can make specific 1990 cents more appealing to collectors today. The 1990 Lincoln cent is also noteworthy for its role in numismatic studies of modern minting techniques. By examining coins from this era, collectors and researchers can study die wear, striking pressure, planchet quality, and other production nuances. For example, subtle variations in the placement of the mint mark or minor die errors can create coins that are particularly valuable to specialized collectors. This makes the 1990 Lincoln cent more than just a medium of exchange. It becomes a snapshot of the U.S. Mint's operational standards and craftsmanship at the end of the 20th century. Historically, the Lincoln cent in 1990 also represents a period of American culture in which coin collecting was widely popular. Many children and adults alike saved pennies in rolls or jars, often noting the year and mint mark as a simple introduction to numismatics. The design of the 1990 coin, rooted in classical imagery and historical symbolism, helped maintain a connection between everyday life and the nation's heritage. This period also saw the continued rise of coin clubs, collector publications, and hobbyist communities, many of which focused on modern Lincoln cents due to their accessibility and relative affordability. In terms of market value, most 1990 Lincoln cents are not exceedingly rare, given their high mintage numbers. However, coins that remain in pristine condition, particularly MS-65 or higher uncirculated examples and proof coins, can carry a modest premium among collectors. Additionally, errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks can significantly increase a coin's value. The combination of historical significance, design continuity, and collectible variations makes the 1990 Lincoln cent an appealing choice for both novice and experienced numismatists. The 1990 Lincoln cent also offers educational value. By examining this coin, collectors and students of history can explore the evolution of U.S. coinage, the significance of Lincoln's legacy, and the technical advances in minting. Coins like this serve as tangible links to the past, allowing individuals to hold a piece of history in their hands. This accessibility has helped maintain the Lincoln cent's popularity, ensuring that it remains one of the most recognizable and beloved coins in American currency. Finally, the 1990 Lincoln cent remains a testament to the enduring appeal of classical design, historical reverence, and practical currency. Its combination of Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and the modern copper-plated zinc composition encapsulates a transitional era in U.S. coinage. For collectors, it is both a piece of history and a canvas for numismatic study. For the general public, it is a familiar coin that has passed through countless hands, quietly bearing the image of a president who shaped the nation. Its continued presence in pocket change, rolls, and collections is a reminder of the Lincoln cent's unique position in American culture, both ordinary and extraordinary at the same time.